Hello everyone, Todd here. So I made a bit of a discovery. Actually, I think I made it in the past and then forgot and relearned it. But MKS or MakerBase on their GitHub has a datasheet um, repository, which is their instructions for each board. And this entire time I've been going, there's no MKS DLP, as you can see here under the English data sheets. There is no MKS DLP. It is everything else but that. So I thought, but if you look, there is definitely a Chinese data sheet available, and just above it, you'll see that there's also the English version. So we click on this, and this is how to configure, how to install everything. And that being said, we'll quickly go over how to go about this. So when you let's go back to the data sheet. Scroll through to update the firmware. You'll go to their releases and you'll download everything. I believe I can't remember. I think it's a binary file. But anyway, it doesn't matter. After the update or after the board updates, you will be left with this file. It'll actually say DLP underscore CFG dot CUR, and that actually is your config as it sits on the machine, and every time the machine boots up, it looks for that file on the SD card, or it looks for MKS DLP or DLP. Wow. Okay. It looks for the file DLP underscore CFG dot TXT, and if that file is there, it actually reads that file, updates the config, and saves it. So, as you can see, it starts going into how to set that up. So we'll just go to that. And I'm not even sure. Oh, it's all of my different files for other printers. So as you can see, MKS DLP config, you can either change your language either through the actual setup file or on the display. Doesn't matter. You can say system type, and it just changes what it says inside. Config version custom, we're not. And firmware version 1.1.4, which is the most currently released version. You can also change these as well. This is just what it displays on the LCD. Again, more LCD setup. But now we get down here to basic settings. So Z-min, Z-pause, so Z-min, Z-max, 0 and 155. If your Z-axis is taller than that, you change that value. When you press pause, you set how tall you want the print to go, or how far up you want the print to go. I did try pausing previously, and if you don't, it doesn't wait. So if you press pause and then press play, it will go back down more than it doesn't work completely correctly. It works, just not the way you would expect. And so actually the DLP runs off of Marlin. So these are basically the M500 values that you're modifying. So default Z steps per unit. I think the default in the is 1600. That's how much. That's the default value. Your feed rates, your accelerations, your jerk, everything. All of these are Marlin values. and that's what you're modifying. Software end stops, also Marlin values. If you need to invert the end stop for whatever reason, all of this gets saved, and the all important, turn off the buzzer. You can also choose what direction home is and also how fast to home. Eventually, they don't currently have Wi-Fi enabled, but there is a plug there, so we're assuming that eventually either they're hoping that we will set it up or that MKS will set up the Wi-Fi accessibility for the board, but currently it does not exist or is not enabled. But really and truly, that's it. You save this on the SD card as dlp_config.txt, and it will, then you reboot the machine. It will then read this file, rename it to dlpconfig.cur, and load those values in and adjust your steps per millimeter and everything, because that was actually the biggest problem I had, and it had been holding me up to start testing. And I have actually produced 3 prints now on the D7 with the MKS DLP. It still needs work, but it's a start, and hopefully I'll be able to show off some prints here soon. Anyway, thanks everyone. Have a good night.